Welcome everyone to CIT-150. My name is David Hensley and I will be your instructor for this semester. Now you would see in the background that I actually work for the 10,000 Small Business Program with Goldman Sachs, and my full-time position is actually with Cincinnati State Technical and Community College. I'm the program chair of the business management program at the college. Now you would say, well, what are you doing here? Well, obviously I work part-time as well with Bluegrass. And you would say, well, what's your background? You mentioned business. Well, I actually have several different IT degrees, and also I worked in IT for over a decade. So, always feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. The biggest concern I hear students state when it comes to online classes is they feel like they don't have an instructor. And you do. It's me. I am your instructor. Feel free to reach out to me anytime. It could be email. It could be a telephone call. We can do a Zoom session. Whatever you need, I'm definitely here for you. I want you to succeed in class and, of course, much farther as well in your career. So let's go ahead and just dive right into Blackboard and review the course. Here's our class at Blackboard. Obviously, the very first thing you would always want to do in any course is to review the welcome area. So if I expand the welcome area, obviously you have the welcome video that you're watching right now, the Blackboard information, course overview. There's online tutoring if necessary. But with this class, I would say definitely reach out to me first. I believe I probably could help you out with majority of any concerns that you have. Your syllabus and schedule, grading and feedback, course instructor. If you want to know additional information about myself, I actually live in Lexington, Kentucky, even though my full-time position is in Cincinnati, Ohio. If you ever see me around Lexington, please stop me and say hi. Academic records, so on and so forth. So make sure you spend time within the Start Here area. Now let's dive into Module 1, which will be Web Browser Basics. Now for some of you, this might not be new. It might just be, a refresh of the material. And I understand that, but you got to remember, I can't assume any one person knows all of the information. So we have to start somewhere. With that said, I still think you'll pick up some tips and tricks along the way, within the first few modules. But just hang in there. It'll definitely get better. So if we expand Module 1, we have the Module 1 overview of which covers the objectives and assignment schedule, so on and so forth. The resources. What I really want to point out here is we will be using MindTap within the course. We'll use some other platforms, but mainly MindTap. And I actually negotiated with the publisher to get free access for our students this semester for this course for the ebook and MindTap. So you're not paying a fee. It's free to you. Now, if you've never used MindTap before, I highly recommend you watching Getting Started with MindTap. Now, with that said, I believe it's very straightforward, but I still would think it'd be beneficial for you to watch it. Next, you have the Module 1 Browser Basics. That's just access to the ebook, where you can actually read it. You have your flashcards, which I know some students really enjoy having access to that. And the PowerPoint presentation, if you want to review it. The next folder is the assignments. So if I go ahead and expand the assignments, the first one is the syllabus quiz. Now, the one I created is very quick. It's 4 questions. And, we're using it more for the attendance verification because you have to complete at least one assignment. So you're not marked a no-show. So that should take you about a moment. Especially if you watch this video, you know all the answers to the questions already. Introductions. There's a discussion. It's basically you're going to introduce yourself. Make sure you're actually following all the prompts, saying your name, your major, a unique fact about yourself, including a photo if you want to. Now keep in mind, you do not have to include a photo. If you're uncomfortable with that or just don't want to share one, you do not have to, okay? Now, if you will, I think it's a lot better, but you're not mandated to. Okay, so next we have the SAM training for Module 1, the SAM exam, and the end of the module exam. So here in a moment, I'll open up the SAM training because I want to make sure everyone is aware of something when it comes to these trainings. I like to talk about the SAM exam concepts and the end of the module exam first. So the SAM exam concept, Module 1 exam, it should be very straightforward to you if you complete the training. You get 3 tries for each question. So if you get it wrong, you can have a couple of tries to get full credit for that question. Now, when it comes to the end of the module exam, the last assignment, you only get one try. So that's it. If you accidentally marked it incorrect, that's it. If you picked the wrong answer. Okay, so be very cautious, because with MindTap, it's web-based. So I understand it can be very easy to accidentally click somewhere where you didn't mean to. Now, so if that happens to you, you can reach out to me, and I can make any necessary adjustments. But with that said, going forward, once you get the hang of it, then you should know, you have to be cautious when answering these questions, because you only get one try, and that's it. Let's go ahead and review SAM Training Module 1. I really just want to point out how you can go about completing the trainings. Okay, now I have the SAM Training Module 1 up. Now, obviously, I can click the arrow to play the video for this concept. And it's what is the web? Now, for some of you, you're like, hey, I don't want to watch all these videos before I can really move forward. Well, if you think you're familiar with that task or with that question or concept, instead of going through 3 different phases, which is intro, observe, and apply, you simply can go straight to apply. And it's going to ask you some questions. Obviously, if you get them right, you move on to the next task. If you don't, then you can always go back and observe, or you can go back to the intro. Either way, I just really want to make sure I showed this to you, because I know some students get frustrated. They're like, well, this is time consuming. I'm going through 3 steps for every task. And you don't have to. Now, the best part is for the students who need that knowledge, who don't have it already, then it's great. They can go through intro, observe, and apply. But for others, you go straight to apply and answer the question. And you would say, well, how many tasks do I have within this training? Well, if you look over here, currently I'm on task 2 of 22. And you can jump around. You don't have to do them in order. And say if you get stuck on one, you can jump to the next one if you want. But like I said, for most of you, I would venture to guess you would be probably going straight to apply. Especially with these first few modules, it may not be, much new information, more of a refresh. But like I said earlier, I can't take it for granted that everyone knows all the exact same information. With all that said, though, being able to go straight to apply will help you speed up the process of completing the training assignment, if you're already familiar with the material. Well, that's the conclusion of our welcome video. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Have a great semester.